presented your ideas to me are going to require just one panel in your app. And so I'm going to show you in this tutorial how you can add an extra panel or two or three to your music app, and how you can create buttons to work as links between those pages. So in order to get this to work, you've got to go to the modules for week 12 and download a script called Scene Changer and drag it into your script folder here so that it's in your assets and scripts. Next, let's have a look at this script. So double click on it and open your Microsoft Visual Studio app. And you'll see that this script connects to different parts of Unity. It connects to the Unity engine, which basically equates to inside Unity these kind of menus. And the inbuilt kind of functions within Unity. Next, we're using the scene management function in that. So I've created a public class script and it has the name Scene Changer. And within there is one function which I've called main menu, and another function called music app. And I'm going to be looking for those functions when I go into one of these button editor things down here. So when I find the right menu and everything in a minute, I'm expecting to see those functions listed in there. And what they will do is run these lines, these command lines, to the scene manager to tell it to load a scene called main menu, and then load another scene called music app. So here we are, we've got our app. And if I go to my scene folder straight away here, I've only got one scene in it so far. So I need to create another scene. So if I go to the scene folder and click on this plus sign and create a new scene, and it will ask me for a name, and the name that I want to give it is main menu. Next, I'm going to take note here of what my game settings are. That I've got a custom game setting of 2048 by 1536. And I'm going to double click save my scene and go to my next scene called main menu, which doesn't have anything in it yet. And it's kept my same settings here. So it's just an empty scene. So let's make something. Let's go into our hierarchy here and create a canvas. And then next, let's add a component to that canvas. In this case, let's add a user interface raw image for our background. Then let's go to our graphics folder and pull in texture there. Next, let's go to our our main camera, and let's set our background here to be black. And set our background to a solid color. Next, I want to go to the canvas. Maybe I'll click on it here, and I will add another raw image to it. This raw image I will add the koi fish to, and I will give it a bigger width and height, and maybe using the scale tool here, scale it right up. And then I might also use the rotational tool here. Oop. No, I don't want to rotate it like that. So I'll let go and undo. I want to grab the outer ring, which is that rotational ring. And just give it a bit of a different aspect. Now, if I had another image, like a logo or whatever, I could do the same thing, keeping in mind that if I want another image to appear over the top, I would have to position it within this canvas hierarchy here as a child that sits above. I'd have to come up with a name for this as well. So, and I'm not going to do too much design on it because it may influence you, may give you ideas. And I want you to develop your own ideas. But nonetheless, here we are, we have a different scene. And I'm going to press save. Now the next thing I've got to do is introduce you to the scene manager. And it's a thing that lives in this build settings menu under file. You might remember that we've looked at this before as the place where you go to set the platform that you're developing for. And you might have noticed up here that there's a big empty rectangle and it has scenes and a scene called Music App. And what I want to do is add another scene here that I have open at the moment called Main Menu. So both of these scenes need to be in here. This part of Unity is the scene manager. So Unity Engine means that we get to use all the menu-based items. Scene manager corresponds to this window here. So if you create more scenes, more functionality, say another instrument, or or a map of a festival or something, you'll have to make another scene, call it festival map, make sure that's open here, go to your build settings, your scene manager, and add that scene. Once that's done, let's close it. Now next, in the canvas, I would like to add a user interface button. And I'm going to call this link to music app. Link music app. And call it a button. Next, I want to set this up. There's a text component here that I could write into. First of all, let's just grab it and move it up here. Now, I don't have an icon for this, but a good icon Might be like a hamburger if you want to go to a menu or whatever. Like, think about your heuristics that were taught the other week, and think about what makes logical sense here. So if you're going to design an icon, don't design something that no one has ever seen before. Use something that is logical and makes sense. So having said that, I'm actually going to delete the text, and I'm going to add one of my sprites to it. And just make sure it's 160 by 160, so it's square. But I'm going to use a little button like that for today instead of a menu, because I don't have an icon handy. But as a designer, I would. So please, come up with some nice, sensible icons. I want this button to take me to the other scene. So this is how I do that. I pull up the scripts folder, and what I've got to do is attach this script to my main camera object in my hierarchy. So I can do that in two different ways. I can add component script and go to scene changer, or I can click and drag this onto my main camera and it will add it here. Whichever way you do it, you want to attach it onto the camera. The user's eyes and viewpoint is the thing that we want to change. Next, we go to our button, and we have to create an interaction here in the on-click zone. So we click the plus sign to create a new interaction. And to link it to this object, we drag that object main camera down in there. And why am I doing that? Because I want the button to find the script called Scene Changer. That script is attached to the main camera. And the act of joining this down here makes Unity search through this game object and go through all of its train, its audio listener. There it is, Scene Changer. And it will basically update this function zone here now. It'll show me the Scene Changer script. And there are my little functions that I created in the C# script. So if I click on the one that says Music App, that will take me to the Music App. So if I run it in play and I click here, I will switch to my Music App. Stop play, I go back there. So that's cool. Now, what I need to do is save that. Save the scene. Go to my scene folder and go back to the Music App. And then duplicate this. So go to my scripts, find Scene Changer, drag it onto the main camera. And there it is. Go to my my main panel, create a button, user interface button. And then call it maybe Scene change. Oh, actually, that doesn't make sense. Menu link button. Drag it up here, open it up. Now I could use the text here. Could make this a bit bigger. Oh, maybe not. Hang on. I'm changing the text and not the. So let's undo that. Let's go here and make the scale a bit bigger. And the background color, not sure where that is on the, I don't think it's there. I don't want to tint it to something that I don't want. Pressed color, selected color, disabled color, color multiplier. So I could just fade it out and have the text alone. Go to the text. I can make it bold. Can increase the font size. Change the font. And then what I've got to do is in this button that I've created, the menu link button, not the text, go down to the button interaction, pull my main camera in there, and find the script that will take me to the main menu. Now these scripts, Music App and Main Menu, we created in here. Very, very simple scripts. Here's the basic function that creates that. And here's the instruction line. Tells Unity what to do. And that will take us to our menu. And then this will take us back. But note, when it takes us back, the positions of the sliders are reset to whatever their starting position is.